Finally, this is a video about what we do to, it's briefly to go run through what we do when a customer sends us a Type C or a Type D or a Prana Sparklets soda siphon head to repair and or recondition it. Generally it's not worth just repairing it due to the age. You might as well recondition the whole thing. So what we've got here is a Type D soda siphon head, pretty much as it comes into us. Original chrome plated top cap, chrome plated dust cap, usually on a chain, but I've taken the chain on this one off. So this is probably how it would have come in. Broken chain, maybe the cap's still present, sometimes not. So what we've done is we've actually taken this one apart and I've dry reassembled it to show you. So what we do is, first of all, is we take there's a retaining ring in the end here which holds the seal in, so we take that out, usually with a pair of pliers. Usually these seals are so old and either hardened or turned to mush, so we have to scoop those out basically, or chip them out depending on whether they've hardened. And what that reveals is inside is what you've got is a piercing pin, and so that's basically a sharpened heavy duty hypodermic end like that. Don't know whether you can see it there, and that's spring loaded from underneath, so that this whole assembly, and this consists of the seal behind it, and that's inside the head. It can move very slightly when the cartridge is pressed against it. It moves down into the head and releases the gas through into the body of the soda siphon, and then when the capsule is taken out, it moves forward and, oops, there's a seal in here that moves forward and closes, and closes off the path of the gas back out, and also stops the water from coming out. So that's the piercing pin assembly. Then what we do is we drill out a rivet here. There's a rivet in there. Now I've drilled that out and just reinserted it. So we pull that out, take that out. That allows us to withdraw this arm, which moves a plunger inside, which acts as a valve which controls the flow of soda water from inside the body through that hole and then out through the nozzle. So there's two seals on that, and I'll show you those in a moment. So at this point we cut off the top cap, because there's no other way of getting rid of it, because it's actually crimped in place. So that comes off. Take the retaining spring out, and inside there's a plunger. Now I've previously disassembled this and taken the seals out, but what you'd have in the end, the nose of that seal, is a rubber pad, and that's usually hardened or gone soft into mush, so it doesn't work anymore. And then there's also originally a natural rubber O-ring seal that sits in that groove, and that's generally hardened up or also gone to mush, and it doesn't seal properly. So some of the symptoms for a failing soda siphon head is either a continuous dribble of water out of here once you've charged it up, or when you use it, a water coming out through this slot here, dribbling out, or sometimes rushing out, depending on how badly degraded the O-rings are. So once we've taken it apart, what we do is we will clean all of the parts, and these are all being partially cleaned, and then we reassemble it. So what we do is we put it back together again and just basically try out everything for fit. So this is actually a Type C head, that we've partially reassembled for testing purposes, just to check that everything works when it's been reassembled, so that we're not going to fully assemble it before it can be tested. So in this case, what we've done is we've taken out the plunger, we've replaced the O-ring with a modern one, we've also had the rubber pad in there replaced and set in, and that's been inserted back in. The spring has been put in on top to tension it all up. The arm has been inserted, and in this case we put a wooden dowel through just to hold it in place, and we apply a temporary cap on the top which holds the entire assembly together, sufficient for us to actually put it through our tests. In this case we've replaced or taken out the piercing pin, the hollow piercing pin of the Type C here, or in the case of the Type D, the entire assembly, and reconditioned that, and then put it back in, and now that's ready with a new seal which we've had made for us. That seal goes in there and held in place with the ring. That's all assembled, and then we have some testing bottles that we'll put this on. We'll fill them with water, we'll put a dip tube in and a seal, and then we'll charge that up with a carbon dioxide capsule using one of our keys. So we'll put that through a few tests, and quite often during those initial tests we find that there's a slight leak or something like that. Not always, but occasionally there'll be something like a weeping leak, and that's probably because when you're actually cleaning this, you need to be quite careful about how you clean it, because things as small as bits of hair or flakes of limescale or flakes of corrosion can get on the surfaces of the sealing faces, either in there or where the end of the rubber pad goes on, and just causes a minor leak. So then we have to disassemble it again, clean it more carefully, and then put it back together again. Once we've done that, then it's been tested satisfactorily and it's come out okay, then the next stage is we replace the dowel here with a new copper rivet. As you can probably see on this one, there's the new copper rivet, and that's pinned over carefully so it doesn't mar the plating. And then we also replace the top cap with ones that we have specially made for us that are essentially identical in shape and size to the original ones. So here we are, here we've got an original one, but ours are just polished copper in this instance, and that allows everything to work. If you want something that looks more original, we do also offer as an option, free option, you can either have the copper ones, or as is the case with this Type C head, which originally had a aluminium cap, we can also offer the aluminium cap on the Type D heads, and at additional cost you can have the aluminium cap essentially mirror polished to replicate the look of the original chromed ones. It is our objective to shortly also offer chrome caps, but we're unable to produce those at the moment, but expect to be able to do so later this year. Right, so that is the range of services that we offer to Type C and Type D owners. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative. This was produced and brought to you by Aqua Spumante, your source of sparkling water. Thank you.